welcome back to my channel, and this time I have a new series that I will put forward starting this month. This will be the top 10 banknote sales on eBay each month, and then the top 10 banknote sales also outside of eBay, so basically in the big auction houses. But we'll start today with eBay, and we'll start already with number 10. For $3,180 came this Chinese banknote, and you'll see that a lot of the banknotes on the tops at the moment are coming from China. This is actually from a seller in the US, but the banknote is quite from the beginning of from the first years of the People's Republic of China. These are really sought after by the Chinese collectors mostly. There's a lot of copies of these banknotes. I mean, this one, of course, it's graded, so it should be fine. But even that, I have always some issues with this Chinese banknotes. Well, it's almost uncirculated, $3,000 plus. Yeah, you will see. Ninth place is again more or less the same thing, also from the same seller. Um, this seller always has a lot of these banknotes for sale for some reason. Um, this one is 834, big 834, 100 yuan, also from the beginning of the revolution. I would say beginning of People's Republic of China. I would say also the same, exactly like the other one, $3,600. That was at and the eighth most expensive banknote in September or in August was this. Well, these are not usually in the tops at the moment, but the Federal Republic of Germany, the latest or the last 500 mark banknote. Of course, this is the 43A, so from 1991, so it's an earlier edition. It's PMG 68. It came to $3,600, which I find is quite a significant amount for such a banknote, which has still today can be traded for around 250 euros. It is coming from Notes Hobby, which is a well-known dealer in Thailand. Not a lot to say about this one. It's a beautiful banknote, as you probably know. I wouldn't go for such a high PMG grade. You can find this banknote pretty easily ungraded or in a lower grade for 1/4 of this price. Next comes, for us, the seventh most expensive comes a banknote from Vietnam, South Vietnam to be honest. And there was a batch of these ones released lately. I heard from forums and stuff that someone in Vietnam, where this comes from, found a batch of these. This banknote used to be extremely rare, and a few years ago you would only be able to get the specimens at 5 figures. Now this batch was released. A lot of them were graded. I think I've seen a few ones ungraded. Um, it's not that I doubt of the validity of these. These are real, but it was just a big batch, or let's say a batch of maybe 100, I don't know, 50 banknotes like this that were released into the market that someone found out in some stash in Vietnam, and these now fetch this price, $3,600. Um, it's magnificent banknote to be honest, very beautiful, like all these French styled ones from, in this case, from South Vietnam. I would I say that this is actually a good price to buy it, but it has been much more expensive. So whoever bought it a few years ago must be pretty mad because there's now a lot more of these ones running around. Six most expensive banknotes. So I personally would not buy these, um, but of course they are highly sought after. So it's banknotes from British North Borneo. They are from the Second World War time. They're hard to find in any condition at all, and this here it's two that are not graded, but I would not buy banknotes at this values. if they are not graded. Also, these banknotes at the time they were easily copyable. You can see that these ones were probably mounted or had tape on it to the edges there on the right and the left side. Even like that, yeah, it's a weird banknote, a weird choice and very high amount. How this went to 3,920 bucks. It's actually quite incredible. Fifth most expensive, we go back to the same guy. Also, another banknote of China. This is a banknote that you actually can get for very cheap. Of course, this is the specimen one. Um, Very low amount of them have been graded, and again, these are very or highly sought after. I think a lot of copies, although from specimens I haven't seen many forgeries. Yeah, this went to around $4,000. Then, like I said, this was special that we even had one German banknote, but we have two on this month. The second one that says museum level, but anyway, this is a PNG 68 of the 36B, the 1000 Deutschmark. I do have actually three of these, but all of them in extremely fine condition. This one fetched $4,450, which, yeah, again, like the other German banknotes, I mean, if you want a copy of these, you can get it at PNG 65, 66, 64 for, yeah, maybe 1,200 or something like that. So it's really, yeah. And this one, you see, only has two bids, uh, which I went to the two bids. I looked at it, and they were both from the same person, or seemed to be from the same bidder. Um, Again, a bit strange. Not sure if this is a real sale or not, but anyway, that was what was registered. Then something a bit strange, and I think this is also a batch that was released lately, and I do need to look at this in a bit more detail for next video, because I think these will also come out in September as one of the banknotes that was sold for the highest amount. Some of these were released lately into the eBay marketplace. Um, these are the 100 rupees from Pakistan. I think here the decisive factor is that there's no date. But I mean, I wouldn't expect this banknote to reach this amount of value. It's not uncirculated. It's like very fine, extremely fine. I'm not sure. Need to analyze a bit more carefully, but I'm not really. I know that these are special for some reason, and I need to check at the catalog. And I should have done this prior to doing this video, but the reality is that yeah, that this we I should look at it a bit further for the next video on eBay sales next month. Well, then the second, we're reaching close to the first or the most expensive banknote this month of August 2022. But before that, there's a second most expensive, rare banknote, of course, when Qatar and Dubai for a few years had the same currency. These are very hard to find, extremely fine, 100 rials, yeah, around 8,100 bucks. Only one bid here on this one, so it was the starting price, 7,000 pounds. Again, I wouldn't pay as much for this banknote, but yeah, to each his own, and maybe this guy really needed this one to collect to finalize the set. Well, before we go into the most expensive banknote this month, I will go into some wild cards. Um, First, you've probably seen this. Well, the 100 bolivars, there are some bundles being sold. These came out, I think, a few months ago. They are extremely expensive at the moment. So 100 pieces are being sold for $4,365. This comes from Colombia. So this guy in Colombia is probably making a killing. Is not that the 100 believers are very At the moment, they are still valuable. I'm not. We know how Venezuela is, so I'm not sure for how long this is going to be the case. These, of course, will have a very low number, but and yeah, date is from a year ago or so. But anyway, these are there's still like a craze there to buy these uh, bundles of Venezuelan currency. And so the next one is actually from the same seller, but 1,000, so a brick of the 10 believers, the new ones. There was another photo with the whole brick. Yeah, also 5,400, even more than if you just count the currency, the amount of believers, even the same amount as the last posted or the 100 believers, but in this case more. Yeah, it even went for more. And on that same level, and last one of the wild cards, it's this that also has been around for quite some time. So 3 million Iraqi dinars in pristine condition. There's something running around that one day Iraq will free float the currency or defloat the currency, some stuff like that. And these banknotes will be worth much more than they are today, even in purchasing power. Not re- I think this is absolute nonsense, but still, these are going for humongous prices, and mostly here in the U.S. I think a lot of people that were in Iraq and Afghanistan on this mission still have a lot of these banknotes that they brought from there somehow. Anyway, number one, and big surprise, of course, it's another Chinese banknote. Again, from the same seller as the other three that we had already. This one pick 814, 5 yuan, very bad condition, so very fine, PMG 25. It's not even a beautiful banknote, but again, these are extremely sought after. Also, the serial number is low, although I know that these were also not extremely mass produced. This went for close to 8,500 bucks. And that's it. I mean, overall, normally August or the summer month are a bit less active everywhere, so the price reach will be higher in other months, but we'll keep on track. And thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.